This is One on One. There he is, David Rosenberg, co-founder and CEO of an operation called AeroFarms. How you doing?
Doing great. Great to be here, Steve.
AeroFarms, vertical farming, 69,000 square foot vertical farming operation. Put this in perspective. What the heck is vertical farming?
We grow without sun, without soil. We grow leafy green vegetables, think spinach, kale, arugula. For us, vertical farming is level upon level of farming. So without the sun, we use LED lights.
Right.
Plants, there's a misnomer. Plants don't need sunlight, they need photons. The LEDs provide those photons, that spectrum of light. We not only give the plants what they want, we take out what they don't want to optimize plant growth. This is the largest vertical farm in the world, growing approximately 1.7 million pounds of baby leafy greens on an annualized basis, 12 levels of growing. So in 36 feet high, 12 levels of growing, 80 feet long, and 35 of those.
How much water are we
racking
talking?
systems. We use 95% less water. Taking a seed, we use 95% less water than they do in the field.
Why?
Because we optimize plant growth. It's just giving the plants what it wants when it wants it. The air in AeroFarms has to do with an aeroponic system. So as opposed to hydroponic where the roots sit in water, we miss nutrition to the root structure. So our growth media, which by the way is recycled material that's 100% reusable, it's 100% recycled material, is a cloth material that holds the seeds. The roots go down, the leaves go up, and about a foot from the leaves you have a row of LED lights that gives, again, the spectrum the plants want when it wants it.
What's it taste like?
The taste is fantastic. My biggest surprise in this journey of AeroFarms was how we could compete on taste and texture. I used to think our value proposition was fresh food, disintermediating the supply chain, enabling local food production at scale. But given this is fully controlled agriculture, we're able to optimize not just yield, nutritional density.
What does that mean,
taste
nutritional
and
density? Back up.
So we could stress a plant a certain way to accentuate certain vitamin elements in the plant. So you want a high antioxidant kale. Think of the category of functional foods. When you buy 2 drinks and you gravitate towards that high antioxidant drink, we could stress a plant a certain way to make it defensive, so it creates more antioxidants, and therefore you have a higher antioxidant level kale, vitamin A, vitamin D. We could stress a plant to get greater nutritional density. And we could do the same with texture and taste. So you want a sweeter taste, you want a peppery taste. Within the confines of the biology, we could stress a plant to accentuate those properties.
How did you get into this?
For me, it started with a journey of building a business that's impactful to society and the environment and focusing on water. So I was on the Global Agenda Council of Water Security for the World Economic Forum and noticed that 70% of our fresh water goes to agriculture. 70% of our freshwater contamination is from agriculture. So if you want to solve water, look to agriculture. From there, looking at trends of local food production, and from there focusing on leafy greens because some of the highest nutritional density, some of the highest rates of spoilage, some of the highest rates of food contamination. So there's a real opportunity.
Let's talk about your organization, your operation in the city of Newark. You're partnering with the Ironbound community organization, our friends Joe Delafave over there, who's the CEO. The Ironbound's an interesting community, you know? It's historically was Portuguese, and now it's much more diverse than that. But it's a fascinating community, and I'm interested in how that community, a very traditional community with a large number of immigrants, how they have responded to you being there.
Fantastically. So Joe is truly a partner. The Ironbound Community Center is truly a partner in building something great in the
Why would a
Ironbound.
nonprofit need to be involved? Explain that connection. Like, why is a nonprofit involved? Someone says, well, it's a business. What does a nonprofit have to do with it?
So we're going to be employing 78 people in this facility in Newark. If you take a typical farm, about 75% of our workers are unskilled workers. And here in Newark, we're getting great engineering talent from Newark and people around Newark. And we're also looking for people we could train to be the farm laborers, if you will. And we're working with the Ironbound Community Center to find people. We're also working with the city of Newark to find people to help us work in the farm.
The other thing is, we had Ron Bate, who's one of the big developers in the city. He's involved in this project?
So Ron and RBH, they own the building.
RBH is, in fact, the development company. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank
They
you.
own the building that you're in.
They own it with Goldman Sachs. So this is a real partnership with Goldman Sachs and Prudential Financial as well.
Two very small organizations. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And which is key. And they were great in terms of understanding our business. And we're building a $40 million project. And a lot of that is misleading because a lot of that is for research and development, and our corporate headquarters are going to be in this facility.
So it's not brick and mortar. $40 million of brick and mortar.
Right. It's a lot of what goes into what's called the tenant improvements to create a unique structure. And Prudential, Goldman, Ron own the building. Goldman and RBH own the building. We are a long-term tenant. We have a 20-year lease. And they are also providing us debt to build the infrastructure, the farming equipment.
But I'm curious about this, and I bet folks watching, longtime viewers of public television and FiOS who watch One-on-One are saying, okay, so why did this very high-tech, innovative, entrepreneurial company choose Newark, New Jersey to be the cornerstone of where they're going to be?
Yeah.
Why?
It's a few reasons. One is we're building a very large farm. We want a lot of mouths to feed. There are a lot of mouths in northern New Jersey. There are a lot of mouths in New York City. The rent is relatively less expensive than it is in other places.
Someone says, hey, it could have been in Brooklyn, you say?
It's cheaper than it is in Brooklyn. And we're also finding great engineering talent in neighboring areas. We found great engineering talent in the city of Newark, but also in neighboring areas. There are good school systems, so it's relatively easy to recruit great people, and we have some great people at the leadership level and all over the organization at AeroFarms. Additionally, the state, New Jersey EDA, we could have been in Pennsylvania, we could have been in New York. The New Jersey EDA, Tim Lazur, the EDA, has been fantastic as a partner.
The Economic Development Authority, right?
Correct, to bring us over to Newark. And additionally, my last company, which was a nanotech company, we had manufacturing in Newark. So the city was good to me.
You're not unfamiliar to Newark.
Right, I've been here since 2002. So there's a certain spirit of go with what you know. I know the people in the state of New Jersey. I know the people in Newark. And it's a community that really rallies behind its leaders. So it's easy to get to other decision makers to make things happen.
The idea that's part of this is that you're taking an older building and repurposing it. What does that mean to you?
It's part of our AeroFarm social mission. So we think of the world in terms of what's good for the environment, what's good for the society, what's good for shareholders. On the societal aspect, here, if you look at we have three structures, three farms in Newark. One is an old converted steel factory, the other is an old converted paintball facility, and another is an old converted nightclub. So there's something magical about taking...
I'm sorry for interrupting. You did not say, hey, we're going to build new on something, nothing was, you took older facilities, nothing was going on, you said, we're going to use this.
Yes, and that's actually the harder road traveled. So newer construction is easier.
Yes.
And that's something we are doing in future pipeline work. But there is a certain bravado of saying, let's take something like an old dilapidated building in a tougher part of town, and let's really show we could help rejuvenate this building, rejuvenate this neighborhood, and bring manufacturing jobs into an area.
Before we let you out of here, how bullish are you on the city of Newark?
I'm bullish on the city of Newark. You see more people coming in, more businesses coming in. I'm very bullish on AeroFarm's ability to impact the agriculture industry in Newark, in New Jersey, in the US, and globally. We're talking about projects all over the world.
David Rosenberg is the co-founder and chief executive officer of AeroFarms, a 69,000 square foot facility. They are involved in making a real difference for the city of Newark and its residents. Thank you.
Okay, thanks so much, Steve.
Stay right there.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this special edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato at NJIT has been provided by Barnabas Health, Prudential Financial's Global Communications Department, TD Bank, Verizon Communications, PSE&G, the Fidelco Group, and by the North Ward Center. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. One-on-One with Steve Adubato at NJIT has been produced in cooperation with FiOS One News.